Tonight, a community in shock.
What happened to her was so brutal.
After police say this man brutally murdered a 35-year-old woman, following her into her apartment and stabbing her to death. NBC News has obtained this video showing the man who was arrested moments before the alleged brutal attack. The victim's name was Christina Lee.
I didn't kill nobody.
Mayor Eric Adams saying in a statement, quote, "We won't let this violence go unchecked."
Enough is enough!
City officials rallying against Asian American hate with the community Monday across the street from Lee's apartment. The NYPD not stating whether it's investigating Lee's death as a hate crime. The incident comes as crime in New York City has increased by nearly 40% in January compared to last year, according to the NYPD. Lee's landlord told NBC New York Lee had just returned home from a Saturday night out when Nash allegedly followed her into the building and up 6 flights of stairs to her apartment.
Mercilessly stalked her.
Police arrived at Lee's apartment around 4:30 Sunday morning, where they say they found her and the suspect barricaded in the unit. EMS was able to enter eventually. Then officers found Lee in the bathroom with trauma about her body. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect, identified by police as 25-year-old Asamad Nash, is facing murder and burglary charges. Nash already had 5 prior felonies and multiple open court cases. Lee's company posting a photo of her on Twitter, saying, "Our hearts are broken," and that Lee was always dedicated to making beautiful and inclusive artwork. Crimes against Asians and Asian Americans specifically have risen exponentially during the pandemic in New York City. Police reporting that incidents targeting them rose by 361% in 2021.
It's like someone that could honestly be our friend, someone that I'm sure we probably would have maybe ran into or connected with.
The first reaction is a lot of fear and anxiety.
Today is a joyful day, it's Valentine's Day, but today I feel very sad, because this tragedy happened right here.
It's been a really hard time for Asian Americans and New Yorkers. It's hard always being on your guard, but that's what we need to do.
All right, Isa Gutierrez joins us now from Chinatown in New York, right in front of that apartment where Lee was killed. Isa, there seems to be 2 problems here, right? One, that portion of your piece where you mentioned that Asian Americans are becoming the victims of so much violence lately, ever since this pandemic really took off. And then 2, you have a suspect who has a very long rap sheet who for some reason was out. So I know you spoke to a lot of people there from the community. What else did they tell you about protecting themselves?
Absolutely, Tom. I spoke with many of Lee's neighbors as well as other members of the Asian and Asian American community from around New York City, and they all said the same thing to me. This tragedy puts them more on edge than ever. They're still mourning the death of Michelle Go, the 40-year-old who was fatally shoved in front of a New York City subway car just 1 month ago tomorrow. They're taking self-defense classes. They're volunteering for organizations that help people get from place to place safely. Why? Because they are so scared that something like this could happen to them or to someone they love. Tom.
Isa Gutierrez with the ongoing crime problems there in New York City.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.